Hey, how's it going, everybody? Jason High back here with another video. I haven't been making quite as many lately. I've actually been very busy working for Odyssey. For those of you that don't know, I got a part-time job there, and I've been writing some sports articles for them on the side, in addition to working in their promotions department. It's been a lot of fun. But anyways, the Chiefs just wrapped up their victory against the 49ers. They won 28-18 today. For those of you that did watch the game, this was really a pretty great performance by the Chiefs. What I was particularly impressed about all game long was their ability to run the football. I really feel like that Tom Brady mentioned it on the broadcast, but the Chiefs being able to hand the ball off to a guy like Kareem Hunt, who they picked up off of the street a few weeks ago. He comes in, and right now he is just a steadying presence in the run game. He comes in. The Chiefs don't have a lot of talent right now on the wide receiver depth chart because of injuries. Obviously, Rashee Rice is out. Juju Smith-Schuster didn't play or got hurt and did not continue to play most of this game. And then, obviously Hollywood Brown. Hopefully he'll come back at the end of the year, but he hasn't been in. So really right now the Chiefs, are down to Xavier Worthy, Sky Moore, who unfortunately had a pass attempt today. He had an opportunity to make a catch. He couldn't haul it in. So Sky Moore just unfortunately still does not have a catch this season. And then you got obviously Xavier Worthy and Justin Watson. So they've got some talent there for sure. But for the most part, they are down to the bottom of the barrel a little bit when it comes to wide receiver talent. So I do expect the Chiefs to make a trade here in the next week or two, probably before the deadline. But anyways, I just want to get back to Kareem Hunt. I think it's so cool watching Kareem Hunt run the ball. Like, it's just so entertaining to watch him because Kevin Burkhardt on the broadcast said it, that he falls. Actually, I think it was Tom Brady just said he gets positive yardage. He's getting positive yardage on first down, particularly on the last couple of drives the Chiefs just played. They were really just killing the clock. They had a 2-score lead, and they just were really moving the ball. And just getting chunk yardage on first down. And when you can do that as an offense running the ball, I feel like it really just opens up the rest of the Chiefs' offensive opportunities, because the fact that they don't have that depth right now at the wide receiver position. You've got Travis Kelce, who's 35 years old. He's still good, but today, he had 4 catches for 18 yards. Going into the fourth quarter there, I don't believe he had another catch after they put that stat line up there. But he got some big catches when he needs to, and obviously Patrick is going to go to him when the money is on the line, particularly when we get to the playoffs, which the Chiefs are now 6-0, and so they're definitely going to the playoffs. They're going to go there. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But it's always nice to stack those wins early in the year to kind of guarantee it. But yeah. Kareem Hunt being able to run the ball, being able to get 4 or 5 yards of carry on first down, being able to get it to second manageable right away for the offense, I think is really going to continue to pay dividends for them. And I also feel like this is the kind of football right now. This is the stuff that translated well to January. We've seen it as Chiefs fans. Last year the Chiefs didn't have the best offense in the world. Their offense kind of came alive a little bit in the playoffs, more so specifically Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes came alive, but they really were able to win those games in the postseason and win the Super Bowl because of their defense and because they were smart with the football. They didn't turn it over. They had ball control offense whenever they needed to. They got the big plays when they needed to, and they still have that capability. Mahomes missed Xavier Worthy on what would have been like a 60-yard touchdown pass. They just overthrew him a little bit. It happens. No big deal there. You'd love to have seen him connect to that, but just the fact that they've got that on tape because they had that big touchdown early in the year to Worthy. The defenses are going to have to keep respecting the Chiefs' long game. They're just going to have to. I haven't really been paying too much attention to the coverages that the Chiefs have been facing lately. There was a lot of talk earlier in this season around the NFL in general that there was a lot of too high safeties. For those of you that don't know, you've got defensive backs, right? You've got cornerbacks, and then you've got safeties, and typically you're going to have 2 of those safeties. Sometimes you might have 3, but typically you're going to have 2, and if you play them back, it's called 2 high safeties, or it's called cover 2 defense, and it's a safer kind of way to kind of avoid big plays. And defenses really started doing that against the Chiefs back in 2021, and the Chiefs kind of had to find a way to get through it, and that's where they've kind of evolved into this shorter passing game that they've got now. The Chiefs came into the season wanting to really push the ball down the field more. They really came into the season wanting to get back to those kind of 2018, 19, 2020 years where they were really having the dangerous vertical passing game with Tyreek Hill, but it just hasn't really been that way so far this year, mainly because of injuries. But I think also those big plays will come with a guy like Xavier Worthy, who really the biggest thing for him, I'm not trying to set the bar too low for him, but he's stayed healthy. It's been important right now because you've got a guy like Rashee Rice who looked like he was turning into maybe a top receiver in the NFL. That's kind of how he looked the first few weeks of the year. And then he gets injured on kind of a fluky play. Obviously, Hollywood Brown got injured in training camp, and that was your deep threat right there. So right now, the Chiefs are kind of just figuring it out with their pass catchers. Noah Gray had a really nice game today. I'm curious if the Chiefs just continue to involve the tight ends more in the passing game because they just don't have that depth at wide receiver right now. And again, it's no offense to any of the receivers that are there now. I mean, when I talk about a guy like Sky Moore, for example, he's really just struggled this year. He just hasn't had many opportunities to catch passes, and that's why it's unfortunate to see him drop one today that he could have had. It wasn't a perfect throw, but it was a throw he probably should have made, or catch he should have made, I should say, and he just wasn't able to come up with it. So I just think that Sky Moore is not a guy that Mahomes and Andy Reid trust right now. You saw Andy Reid shaking his head after that play. I mean, that tells you a lot. You know, Patrick Mahomes' body language last year towards a guy like Kadarius Toney tells you a lot. So I think in terms of predicting what's going to happen going forward, the Chiefs got some games against the Raiders and then the Buccaneers coming up. The Chiefs are 6-0 right now. They're 6-0. They have obviously the best record in the AFC. They're the only undefeated team left, actually, I think, in the NFL because the Vikings lost today. But yeah, so you're looking at a team like the Chiefs, and they still have everything in front of them that they want to achieve, and they definitely are in contention for that number one seed. Excuse me, my phone's just a little bit right here. Yeah, so they're still in contention for that number one seed, obviously. I think right now they've got to be the favorites for the one seed. They're the only undefeated team in the conference. They've already beat Baltimore, and Baltimore's probably the next contender. Buffalo looks pretty good, but they've really been kind of up and down this season. They've got 2 losses. So again, the Chiefs are sitting there with 0, and they've got some favorable matchups coming up. I do not think the Chiefs are going to go 17-0. I just don't. Maybe if the Chiefs right now had an unstoppable offense and they were beating teams by 20 points a game, maybe I would flirt with that take, but I don't think the Chiefs are going undefeated, and they don't need to go undefeated. The only thing the Chiefs need to do is keep stacking wins like this against teams like San Francisco, who's really good. This was a really, big game for the Chiefs. They could have lost this one. They actually were underdogs in this game, which I think was kind of a joke. But, San Francisco's a talented team. Everyone knows that. Tampa Bay is a pretty good team. They're going to play them. The Raiders, the Chiefs, you better believe the Chiefs are going to be ready for that game because of some of the talking's kind of gone on for the Raiders and because the Raiders were actually the last team to beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs haven't lost a game since Christmas Day of 2020 of the 2023 season. So it's been almost a year since they've even lost a game. And so, yeah, the Chiefs have some favorable matchups coming up. They're not going to win them all. Buffalo is always a tough opponent in the regular season especially. But, yeah, the Chiefs right now are looking great defensively. They're able to run the football consistently with Kareem Hunt, which is just awesome. They are going to get Isaiah Pacheco back at some point this year. Having those two together is just going to really be awesome for their depth and for their kind of longevity, I think, throughout the year, not getting one guy worn down. So, yeah, the Chiefs right now, honestly, I mean, they look great today. The passing game really was kind of inconsistent, but they really were great at the line of scrimmage for the most part. They were great at running the ball, and they were great defensively. So that's it for me, everyone. Please go follow 96.5 The Fans webpage. I'm writing articles for them right now. I'm going to put out a Mizzou article because Mizzou got a nice win yesterday, really nice win on homecoming. And, so I've been writing some Royals and Mizzou articles, and I'll continue to write them going forward. So, all right, everyone, have a great day. Thanks.